Welcome back to creating a Google Sheet that's going to become your lesson plans. We are ready to put in your bell schedule and your time slots. We don't start on the hour. We don't even start on the same couple of minutes all the time. So none of these times over here are going to do me any good until I get down to 4 o'clock, which is when we get out of school. So I'm going to take this row and I'm going to delete all of these time slots because I don't want to get confused by them, and I know none of them are going to work. So first hour is 7:45 to 8:47, and I'm not going to go through and do all 7 of them and lunch, but I want you to see the beginnings, okay? And then, and I probably didn't need to say AM in there, it messed up the vibe. There's my first time slot. Now I'm going to leave myself 3 lines after that time slot because I know me and I've done this a couple of times. Typically, I need at least 3 lines to be able to do, here's what we're going to start with in class. Here's the meat of what we're going to do. Here's the assignment that's due. Here's the follow-up. Here's the review. Here's the enrichment activity. So I need at least 3 of those lines. And one of the nice things with this is that when you start typing, here's what we're going to do, and then this, and then that, and then something else, that space is going to grow with your information. So if you just have one line, it's going to stay that one line. It's nice and lined up, no problem. If your information and your directions and what's going to jog your memory takes more than that, you are not stuck with the tiny little space in a physical plan book that for me was never enough room. You've also got the capabilities of moving things around. So if I plan out the first week of school and I think that day 1 we're going to get through these 4 different activities and we only get through one of them because we have more announcements, or there's a class meeting, or we have a fire drill, or everything goes kind of wonky and it just doesn't work out, I can take this one, hit Control C, and move it over here. And then I can delete it out of there. I can also say Control X and cut it from there and paste it from here. So if things don't go as planned, I don't have to spend my time erasing and making ugly marks or drawing lots of arrows in my lesson plan books, which is what I did a lot of. I can just move things around however I need to. And if this class doesn't get as far as the next class doing the same thing, I can adjust so that I know second hour didn't get as far as first hour because something happened. So that's another one of those little free, here's why I like this so much. I'm going to leave myself those 3 spaces. Now, I'm also going to take, and I want to make, come on. I want to change the color scheme of these 3 lines and do it all the way across. And I'm going to start my color coding. I'm going to pick something kind of light, probably from the first or second row here. And I typically pick the color coding scheme that I use based on the color of the textbook for the class that I'm using, or any number of other things. The first class that I've got is a bunch of seniors, so I'm going to use our school colors. And everything that I do for that class is going to be this orange because we're orange and black, and that works for me. The next class that I've got is from 8:51 to 9:52. Now, why go in and get this specific about things? Here's why. When I get a meeting request, somebody's scheduling, they need me to come to something at 9:30, I need to know that's in the middle of this class. And when that happens, I need to be able to look at and know exactly when that class starts. I also need to know how much time I actually have and how things are going to fall. We have external sources vying for our time. We have to know when that happens and where that's going to fit into our regular class period. So again, this is another class of these guys, and so on and so forth. So there's the first way that I go in and make those things happen. Now I want a line between these. Last thing I'm going to show you in this. I'm going to go right up here to borders. I want the bottom of this to be a darker line. So I'm going to pick that same border color. I'm going to pick the weight of the line, and I'm going to select this one. And that's going to put a line right there. I'll do it right here too, so that I can see that there's a separation. So select your line, select your color, select that it's at the bottom of that cell.